running things. I'm running things.
Feels good. Joining us right now. I especially liked her comments in the third quarter during that one run. I thought she was on her game last night. Possibly the best call Kayte Christensen's had as an analyst for your Sacramento Kings, and she joins us right now. Good morning, Kayte.
Oh, wow, Dave. You're just full of it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, maybe pick your phone up after the game next time.
Oh, gosh, you're so needy.
Well, there's no lie there.
Yeah.
I don't have a good comeback. Well, just so people understand the joke, TNT, of course, there's no TV, local TV. So you watched, I would like to think you watched as a fan. You got some popcorn, maybe a hot dog, enjoyed yourself. But why do I feel like none of that was the case?
Well, I did watch, and I almost caught up to the end, right? Like I almost, I had my daughter, so I got to give her a bath, dinner, put her to bed.
Oh, you didn't go?
Stories. No, I did not go. And that's the thing. It's like when we don't have the games, I take advantage. I'm gone so much. I take advantage of having my daughter and being home. So, and the nice thing about watching it at home, Dave, Jason, you guys both know me really well. It allows me to actually really have a lot of emotion and say things that would probably get me kicked off TV. So there was a lot of screaming going on for sure.
I'd be curious on that visual, Kayte, of the first half vocabulary you had and what you were watching, because it was so frustrating. The King, you just called the game in Minnesota, where arguably that was their best quarter, best half that we've seen them play, and then I thought the first half was 10 steps back. I thought they were awful in the first half.
Yeah, what new words does Jade know this morning?
Well, she was asleep, thankfully,
good.
Yeah, there was definitely frustrating parts. I thought the first portion of the game before the first timeout was it was like a furious pace, and both teams were hitting, and Kevin came out and was playing really well. But, kind of as a whole, I'm sitting here going like, gosh, how is Golden State hitting? I mean, throughout the whole night, to be honest, both teams hit some ridiculous shots in the paint and finished at the basket. And it was like, what? Like, how is that possible? It was an exciting game in that sense. I was a little frustrated watching it on TNT, as we always are. I think Kings fans as well. I know that De'Aaron was mic'd up. I know that Steph was mic'd up, but we heard from Steph the entire game and never heard from De'Aaron. And
what was that?
I know it's frustrating. And then like the very beginning, like they show him before warm-ups, and I think it was, what did he say? Like, not a chance. And I'm just sitting here going like, oh my God, this is just brutal. And then they start off the way that they did, and they were missing free throws, but man, I thought that, I feel like Mike Brown has such a great feel for the game, and Sasha didn't play at all in the first half of the game. And he played big minutes, like long stretches in the second half. And I thought he played really well. He hit some shots. He made some defensive plays. Like, I was really frustrated with that flopping call. Luckily they can review and they overturned it. And then, I think it was, not that long after, where Draymond should have gotten called for a flopping foul on Trey Lyles. And you're sitting there, you're screaming at the TV, and it's fun to watch in that sense, but it's also, you're like, God, it would have been a really fun game to call.
Kayte Christensen joining us. I think you missed, by the way, I just caught this on the text line. That's why I paused. Jason, you were there. Kayte and I were not. Did I hear a full-blown attempt at a Sabonis chant last night through the TV?
Oh, they played the song a ton. I don't know.
But we're not getting the Domantas Sabonis. Chris, come in here real quick. We're not getting the Domantas Sabonis part of this.
I was trying so hard.
Anyone catching on? No?
The people that are around me are kind of catching on, but
Kayte, can you help us on the broadcast?
I'm so lost right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're trying to get this chant going all year. So the Seven Nation Army, the dun 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 dun. So we want the crowd to when they play that at Golden One Center, have them go Domantas Sabonis when he's at the free throw line or he's going to the center circle. But we can't get it out there. I'm thinking of writing a songbook or something for everyone. The atmosphere was great last night late, but as you probably noticed on television, coming out of the jump when the Warriors started going up, boy, that was a library in there. I think a lot of people expected this team to crap the bed as they did in the first half, but boy, did they show heart in that second half.
They really did. And I think it's crazy. Even when they got down by 20, I'm sitting here and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This team has the ability to come back. Golden State turns the ball over so frequently. And because of the volume of threes that they shoot, I'm like, there's no way that they continue to shoot in the second half the way that they did in the first. And that's just kind of how the game usually works out and evens out. And that's exactly what happened. And man, just big plays down the stretch. And Malik Monk, I don't know what that shot was, how he got it off. I thought it was really interesting to see, Wiggins on De'Aaron Fox primarily throughout the game. And it's kind of the same way as the San Antonio game where De'Aaron was kind of quiet in the first quarter, especially. And he's just he does such a great job of feeling out how a defender is playing him. He doesn't overdo things. He really tries to kind of probe them and see where he can get his spots, and he tests them a little bit early in the game. And that's when he figures it out. And, he went to the line a ton of times. The free throws last night were just, that's been an issue early in the season for the Kings. And it's one of those things that is really starting to frustrate me, to worry me, because this team needs to be able to shoot a decent percentage at the line because they're so good at getting there generally. Let's just leave the Minnesota game out of it completely. But yeah, I mean, there's ways that teams beat themselves. And one of the ways that they beat themselves is not knocking down free throws. And so that was something last night that I was just like, you're sitting here and you're like, what's going to happen? And they're still able to pull it out in the end. But I think it was a really good statement game because this team has proven that they can contend, they can beat, some of the best teams in the league. And whatever the rivalry is with Golden State, I haven't seen Golden State get up for games the way that they do for the Kings. Mm-hmm. So it's something that is kind of a fun thing to witness and be a part of, and just kind of see the growth of this Kings team and figuring out how to win games even when they're not playing at their best.
Kayte Christensen joining us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Katie, Domantas Sabonis last night didn't have his normal, what we've been seeing him do type of game, but it's maybe more normal what's going on with him and the Warriors. What do you see about the way they defend him that has given him so much trouble?
Well, first of all, I think Kevon Looney is one of the most important pieces to the success of that team. And it's not just against the Kings. He just does all the little things, the dirty things, the rebounding, defensively, he's really, really good kind of on that back line for them. And he plays drop coverage against Domas. And a lot of teams don't do that, even though they've seen the Warriors do it with some success, because I think that Domas did a better job last night than he did in the playoffs against them. But there were still times where, he was at the free throw line, he's got the ball, and you have Looney in that drop coverage, and I'm like, shoot the ball. But then it's he's patient, and then Kevin Huerter comes off of a curl screen, and then that feed where Kevin comes off the curl screen, he's got the handoff, and then Domas cuts to the rim, and that massive dunk that he had. He's just patient, and I think sometimes Domas is too unselfish. And that kind of plays into it. And he's like, okay, well, I'm not going to take it personally that this is how they're defending me. I can shoot the three, I can shoot the mid-range jumper, but I know that we can work this offense and get something better. And so that's kind of the thing. I did like his patience last night, because even me as a player, I'd be like, what? Okay, I'm just going to shoot this. And he's not perturbed by that, where a lot of players kind of take it with their ego, but he's just really smart. He just works the offense. He's like a conductor out there, and they got really good stuff despite the fact that, Looney kept going into that drop coverage.
Kayte Christensen joining us. Katie, they shot worse from the field. The Kings shot worse from behind the arc. The Kings shot 64% from the line to the Warriors 87. The Kings went to the line 42 times, over 20 in the third quarter. The Sacramento Kings missed 15 free throws, which is more than they missed in Game 7 last year. It's more than they missed in Game 7 of 2002. How the hell did they win this game?
I really think it was their ability to turn over the Warriors. I mean, they scored. They
31 turnovers, 31 turnovers. Sorry, 18 turnovers.
Yeah. What was it? 31 points off at the end. I didn't look at the end stat, but I know at one point in the third quarter they already had 19 points off turnovers. That was really what they were able to do. Was despite the fact that they weren't shooting the ball well in the half court setting, they did get really good, solid looks and finish well in transition. And it's like sometimes you're like, how, you look at a stat sheet and you're like, how did they win this game? Well, sometimes it's those plays that really don't show up. It's the 50-50 balls. It's the hustle plays. It's, I thought they did a really good job collectively as a team last night. I have no idea what the stats were. I didn't look at the stat sheet yet. I'll do that a little bit later today when I'm prepping for tonight. But rebounding wise, they struggle against Golden State because Looney is so good down there. And Wiggins does a great job. I mean, Steph rebounded the ball well, but I thought the Kings did a great job last night at tipping balls out and giving themselves an opportunity where you may not be able to collect the rebound, but you're able to kind of tip it out and give yourself a shot by hopefully getting it to a guard. And it was just the little things that they did consistently throughout the game that you don't see on a stat sheet. And it's all five guys taking part in that. So yeah, it's puzzling when you look at the stat sheet, I'm sure, but when you watch it, they just did all of the little things that add up.
Kayte Christensen joins us each and every Wednesday. You can hear her, watch her on the Kings broadcast. She'll be
tonight, back
to work tonight against the Clippers, who historically the Kings and Clippers play pretty boring games.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll find something to talk about, and hopefully the Beard can continue his losing ways tonight at Golden One Center. Kayte, thank you so much. Congratulations on your Rockefeller Center tree in your living room. We were talking about that earlier. Congratulations on not falling off the ladder while decorating it, because we know you're not the most graceful.
Wow.
I meant that as a compliment.
You meant that as a compliment.
It would be her ability to overcome a handicap to get things.
Oh gosh, Dave.
Listen, you're not talking about the most stable. You got a big, tall person with tiny feet.
She's a professional athlete.
She was a long time ago.
Wow.
A lot of things have happened since then. We'll talk about that next week. Love you, Kayte.
Oh gosh. All right. Bye, guys.